Hey guys and gals, Never here from Drake Wing Gaming and 70 Mounts Twitter, the Gaming Drag. Today I'm coming back at you to the Let's Play episode of Tian Wei. Anyway, let's go ahead and jump right back in, shall we? Alarm chain, you were up. And let's go. There we go. Okay. Alright. I will actually do it. Back to the topic. I kept my distance away from them, trying to hide any presence from them and not followed. Halfway there, the suspicious group, likely because they noticed me following them, chose a dead angle from my line of sight. When I realized something was amiss, I quickly caught up, and by the time I was there, they were gone. Voice, what I was doing for him. Okay. Okay. Any footprints or other kind of clues? None. I used Master's technique of chi detection technique. Master's technique of chi detection technique. But not even a trace of chi remained. These aren't just some simple individuals. Don't even mention any traces of chi. Not even a single footprint can be found on the tiles. It seems your presence isn't well hidden. You need more practice with this. We aren't specialized in stealth, unfortunately. Still, we need to focus on the main point of the subject here. Fine. Back to the main point. You just said you lost them, but following that path there, you met Tex and I. Yes, which is why it was out of my expectations to meet the two of you there. As of currently, there are two possibilities I can think of. One, they were following you, Chin-Hu, to impede us from the investigation. The second, the one they are following is that little brother called Tex. Oh, can't believe I'm famous now. Could those be my fans? That means I have a fan club now? If you had any, more likely they are anti-fans. I suggest you eat a few books instead of eating more food. I think you're just jealous. From my perspective, I think you were following our new friend, Tex. Chin-Hu quickly finished off the last few bites of the bun in his hand. This bun is good. I'll have to buy a few more from that store. Now, why do you think they're following Tex? That person is just an overseas tourist, or a very unlucky tourist. Are they really thinking of killing him? You will get your answers soon. If my deduction is right, this is very much related to their case on our hand. You're really hiding secrets from me. Are you trying to suffocate me with these? The White Wolf looked over in the distance. The Zhizhao streets are empty and quiet, without the grandeur it had during the day. And the place Bai was looking over was the inn that he said goodbye at. Are you actually trying to kill me with anxiety or something? Give me an answer already! Oh. Uh-oh. Ah! What the? Middle of the night? A series of suspicious knocking sounds woke me from my sleep. Originally, I didn't really care about it at all and was hoping for it to end soon, but the knocking was truly annoying me. There we go. Oh, that's some good water. Oh, yeah, baby. Okay. Ah, shit, the music's gonna be... I fucked it up. The music's gonna be all weird and happy during this creepy-ass part. Here, let me, okay. Alright. Again. There we go. Again, the knocking frequency was much more urgent from previous ones. Already the state of this inn already made me uncomfortable. This sound only made chills in my heart more prominent. I rose up annoyed. My fur bristled, my tails tight and straight. I carefully moved across the floor, searching for the origin of the sound. I turned suddenly to the sound, my pupils growing wider in the dark, searching for the source, and found myself being scared for no reason. What? Just the window not closed. Huh. Must have been the wind. I exhaled in relief, my guard finally down. Maybe I've grown too sensitive from today's event. I really don't want to involve myself in any more troubles. I walked up to the window to open it fully, a chilling wind blowing over my face. The moonlight shone in, mischievous and cunning. And as I looked up at the sky, where the two crescent moons reflected the freezing light into the room... Twin moons. But I remembered that I closed the window properly when I went to sleep. Is the wind that heavy? Or perhaps the hotel is too old and the window isn't secure. Plus the wind tonight is a little large and blew open the window. I told myself this over and over again to comfort my agitated self, and closed the window once more. even shoving it a few times. Once I'm certain the window was closed properly, I returned to bed, sleepiness overwhelming me to my rest. What is wrong with today? No. By the sages, what the hell? Is it the window again? I rose furiously, looking at the window, but what's strange is that the window remained shut. Not even a crevice opened. The sounds became more impatient, as I finally realized where the sound came from. This time I'm certain it wasn't the wind, but someone actually knocking at the door. I looked over at the window. The first image floating in my mind was the creepy statue right outside. Oh, shit. Ah, I've had enough! What kind of person would pull this prank? I don't know. All I could feel was my nerves strained and tightened as I picked up a heavy book from my bag and moved step by step closer to the door. I'm hoping not to make any strange creak on the floor. I adjusted my center to put less pressure on my feet, tiptoeing across the door front. Suddenly, the knocking stopped. The sudden silence made me freeze in place. I don't want to skip that. The sudden silence made me freeze in place, but it does no good if I remain here rooted here. I took a deep breath and peeked out the crevice between the door. Alright. Oh! Through the darkness of the hallway, the silence painted the darkness throughout. Only the sliver of candlelight from my room was able to see something. Ah! Even though I held my mouth closed to make no sound, but still my scream escaped from my teeth and palm. For a pale face floated right before my eyes, before I realized it was the statue from earlier. But I moved it back to its original spot. How did it move back in front of here? What the hell's happening here? I complained, thinking that whoever did this had ill intentions, even though it did expose me being awake here. Still, it'd be best for me to remain silent from here onward. Is it someone's prank? It couldn't be the wind blowing this over. Whatever it is, this is far too strange for me. Just then, the candlelight that was burning next to me began to waver. What is happening? There's no wind! Whoosh! Ooh. The flame extinguished suddenly, as the room became lightless. The darkness began reaching out with its sharpened claws on my beating heart. I gritted my teeth and closed and opened my eyes as large as I could, to try and adjust my vision in the darkness quicker. Once more, the silence beckoned over the room, as if the abyss itself swallowed all noises. Only a dead silence remains now, except my breathing and my heartbeat. I couldn't hear anything else. I clutched the book tightly. A drop of sweat began rolling down my forehead, and from my chin dripped onto the ground. That sound so clear and clean. As I tightened every nerve in my body, an arrow flew through the book right at me. I used my instinct and trained body to quickly dodge that arrow, and heard it staple itself into the wall next to me, for I can feel the death and killing intent that was embedded on the arrow. The shot! It was aiming for my head! Which meant this isn't just a simple prank anymore, but someone trying to murder me. But what is happening since the start? As if the enemies didn't give me a chance to take a breath, a loud bang ripped through the room, and with the moonlight shining through the newly made hole where the window once was, my visions began to clear up, and finally found the sources of those voices. A few mysterious black-clothed people jumped in, as I quickly analyzed the situation now. If they entered from the roof above, then they must be the footsteps from earlier. Who are you? Why do you attack me? They didn't answer, but drew their blade and struck forth, synchronizing their movements as if they're of one mind and body. Even though I didn't understand the situation on hand, I quickly crouched down by instinct and blocked the strike from the left with my book, using the force to retreat a few steps and maintain my distance. And then another one charged on my right, with a sense of murderous intent. Surrounded by them, my brain envisioned my final moment, head severed from my neck. I turned and dodged the stride on the right, and quickly punched with him with a left hook, but as soon as I attacked, the one attacked before hacked forward. Waves after wave of attack left me underhanded and unprepared. Ooh. 1 second, y'all. Ooh, let me adjust myself. Okay, there we go. I can only turn and grab his wrist before twisting it forcefully to disarm him, while the other hand quickly threw a heavy punch in the gut. Then, the footstep sounds from behind made me turn subconsciously and took a step back, barely missing the backstab incoming. And taking the opportunity with a chop on the neck and a punch to the lower jaw, I quickly took him out. Gah! 2 black-clad assassins fell back, dropping heavily on the ground. Damn, this boy can defend himself! I ask one more time, who are you and why do you attack me? Why is there such a strong guy here in the end? Oh. I'm plugging my headset, y'all. 1 second. Okay, come on, baby. There we go. We're saved! Then get him together! Don't give him a chance to breathe! You won't listen, do you? Before I could position myself properly, the door suddenly opened next to me, and came another couple of black-clothed assassins armed with various weapons, aiming for me. I dodged the strike by bending over, before rolling away from the other attacks. With so many numbers, after a few dodges, I felt a strike in the arm, with a spurt of blood spraying from the wound. I yelped in pain. Ah! If you would have been obedient and nice and died in your sleep, it would have been all fine for you. I quickly grappled the arm of one of the assassins while he was sheathing his blade and twisted him over. You really think that I'd roll over and die after surviving many years like this? I slammed him heavily on the ground, then backstepped, only to stumble onto the wall behind me. The pain in my arm began irritating my nerves, forcing me to stay awake, but the tiredness from the day before wasn't completely eased, and the flowing blood quickly robbed me of my consciousness. Damn it! If so, burn this into the ground! Destroy everything until we find that thing! There's something in the end they're trying to find? What is it that they're willing to go that far? Damn it, my arm hurts! In my wavering consciousness, I can smell an acrid burning from outside the door. The smell triggered that painful part of my memories, and the screams from outside the door began echoing out. The smell! Is downstairs burning? That inferno that robbed me of everything began overlapping in the image in front of me. The same thickening smoke, the same waves of roiling flames, and am I destined to meet the same end today? No. I won't let it happen again. You! What do you want? Why drag the innocent into this? You don't need to know. Take your questions to the afterlife. A flash of light. I closed my eyes in panic, unable to believe the end of my journey was here. Then with a crashing sound and a familiar voice made me open them again in curiosity. From the falling tiles and broken splinters above, a flash of red landed right in front of me. Wah! Tex, are you okay? Before I could even react, all the enemies were blown back before him. I rubbed my eyes quickly in disbelief, before realizing this was no illusion, and the figure in front of me was there as I silently watched on. Then he turned, his eyes full of care and sympathy, but more so of fury. Once confirmed I was alright, he turned to the dark-clothed assassin and used the back of his blade to beat back the sneaking attackers. Alright, y'all, I'm actually going to pause it right there. We will see the conclusion of this fight in the very next episode. Thank y'all so much for watching. I love you all, and I shall see y'all in the next video. Bye-bye!